The ancient map does not mark 7 lost cities on the surface. It marks 7 cities beneath the earth and a road connecting them. That is the detail that turns this from mystery into warning. A buried city can be myth. 7 buried cities can be legend, but a road means movement. A road means someone traveled between them. It means the cities were not isolated ruins, forgotten in darkness. They were part of a system, a hidden network below the world of men, marked carefully enough that someone wanted future readers to know the route existed. But why would an ancient map preserve an underground road? Was it a trade path, a sacred route, a tunnel system, or a forbidden passage used by people or beings who did not belong on the surface? Stay until the end, because the final marking on the road may reveal not only where the 7th city lies, but why the mapmaker warned no one should follow the route all the way. To understand why this ancient map is so unsettling, we have to begin with the road, not the 7 cities. The road. Because a city beneath the earth can be dismissed as myth. Ancient people imagined underworlds, buried kingdoms, halls of the dead, hidden chambers, and places where the living were not meant to go. 1 underground city could be a legend. 7 underground cities could be a sacred story. But a road connecting them? That changes everything. A road means direction. A road means distance. A road means someone believed these places were not isolated. They were linked. And if they were linked, then the world beneath the earth was not imagined as chaos. It was organized. That is the first thing the map seems to reveal. Not a random collection of buried places, but a system. 7 cities marked in sequence, each one placed like a station along a deeper route that moves below mountains, beneath old ruins, through dry basins, and under regions later treated as sacred or forbidden. This is where the first open loop begins. Who made a map of a road no ordinary person was supposed to travel? Ancient maps were not always like modern maps. They did not always exist to help people move from one market to another. Some maps preserved memory, some marked holy places, some showed dangerous routes. Some were not invitations at all, they were warnings. And this map feels like a warning drawn as geography. Because the 7 cities are not shown with symbols of trade, harvest, or ordinary settlement. They are marked with signs of depth, silence, boundary, and enclosure. The road between them does not look like a surface path. It does not follow rivers or coastlines. It cuts through the hidden world, as if the cartographer was drawing something beneath the visible landscape. To the modern eye, that sounds impossible. But to ancient people, the earth was not empty. It had layers. The surface belonged to the living. The sky belonged to the gods. The deep places belonged to powers older than kings. Caves, wells, tombs, mountains, and temple foundations were not just physical spaces. They were thresholds, openings where one order of reality came dangerously close to another. So when the map marks 7 cities beneath the earth, it is not simply showing places. It is showing an underground order, a hidden chain, a road below the world. Imagine the map being opened for the first time in a dim chamber. The surface is cracked. Some lines are faded. The edges are broken. At first, the markings look like ritual symbols. 7 enclosed signs. A curving line. Repeated marks that might mean gates, wells, or sealed entrances. Then someone realizes the signs are not random. Each city has a position. Each one connects to the next. And the road does not end at the 7th city by accident. It ends at a warning mark. That is the detail that makes the entire map darker. Because if the road were meant for travel, the 7th city should be the destination, the place where the route finishes, the final point. But instead, the map seems to say, this is where the road becomes dangerous. The first 6 cities are marked in one way. The 7th is marked differently. That means the 7th city mattered more, or it was feared more, or it was never meant to be reached. And that raises the second open loop. What was beneath the 7th city? In ancient traditions, the number 7 often carries weight. 7 gates, 7 sages, 7 heavens, 7 underworld judges, 7 seals, 7 stages before the hidden thing is revealed. 7 is rarely just counting. 7 means completion. So a map showing 7 underground cities may not be describing 7 random settlements. It may be describing a complete route, a descent through stages, where each city represents a deeper level of access. The first city may be the entrance, the second the first threshold, the third the place of water, the fourth the place of silence, the fifth the place where names are left behind, the sixth the last safe station, and the seventh the place no one returns from unchanged. That is why the road matters more than the cities. The cities are points. The road is the story. It tells us someone believed movement was possible below the surface, not just burial. Not just death, movement. A traveler could go from one hidden city to another. A messenger could carry something through the deep. A priest could follow the road in ritual memory. Or perhaps the road was never built for humans at all. That possibility is where the map turns cold, because a road beneath the earth asks a terrible question. Who was using it? Not farmers, not merchants, not armies of ordinary men. A road under mountains and sealed chambers is not convenient. It is not easy. It is not the kind of route humans build unless there is a reason to avoid the surface completely. Maybe the road was sacred. Maybe it was a mythic path for the dead. Maybe it represented an ancient tunnel network later turned into legend. Or maybe, inside the logic of the map, it was a route used by beings who moved below the human world while kingdoms rose and fell above them. This is the kind of idea ancient mystery lives on. The surface world changes. Empires collapse. Languages disappear. But the road below remains, silent, buried, waiting for someone to remember how to read it. Now picture one of the 7 cities as the map seems to suggest it. Not a city with sunlight, markets, and open gates, a city beneath stone. Huge chambers carved into black rock. Walls lined with symbols no surface kingdom claims. A central avenue descending instead of rising. Wells with no visible source. Doorways sealed with smooth stones. Air that feels old, as if it has been breathed by something that does not need to breathe often. There are no crowds, no fires in windows, no songs. But the place is not dead. It is arranged. That is worse. A dead ruin collapses into chaos, but an arranged underground city suggests maintenance, purpose, waiting. And the map connects 7 of them. That is the third open loop. If the cities were hidden, why put them on a map at all? The answer may be that the map was not made for the public. It may have belonged to priests, initiates, or guardians of a forbidden tradition. A map like this would not be handed to travelers. It would be kept in a sealed archive, copied only when necessary, read only by those who understood that some roads are recorded so they can be avoided. Because an unknown road can be found by accident. A known forbidden road can be guarded, but only if someone remembers it exists. That may be the true purpose of the map, not to invite exploration, to preserve the warning. There are 7 cities below. There is a road between them, and if you follow it all the way, the last city will show you why the route was sealed. Now we have to follow the road, because the map does not treat the underground route like a straight tunnel. It bends. It descends. It passes through marked zones, each one different from the last, as if the traveler is not only moving across distance, but through levels of danger. The first city is closest to the surface. That is how the map seems to begin. It is marked near a mountain, a dry riverbed, or an old sacred site. The kind of place where ancient people often built temples over older foundations. This first city may not have been hidden completely. It may have been remembered in local legends as a cave city, a buried sanctuary, or a place where priests descended during certain rituals. This is the entry point, the place where the surface touches the road. And that alone makes it dangerous, because every underground system needs an entrance. The hidden world can stay hidden for thousands of years. But if there is one point of access, one forgotten stairway, one sealed well, one stone door under a ruined temple, then the whole system is not lost. It is only closed. The road then moves to the second city. This one is marked with water. Not a river on the surface, but a symbol of deep water, underground water, hidden springs, the kind of water ancient people connected with creation, wisdom, and the unseen foundations of the world. That suggests the second city may have stood beside a subterranean lake or a sacred basin below the earth, a place where the road crossed from ordinary darkness into something older. In ancient thought, water beneath the earth was not just water. It was memory. It was the deep. It was the place where things emerged before they were visible. So if the second city is marked by water, the map may be saying that the traveler has passed into the lower order. The third city is marked with silence. That is one of the strangest symbols on the map. How do you mark silence? Ancient cartographers did it with absence. No names beside the city, no route branches, no signs of habitation. Only an enclosed mark and a line that passes through it without decoration. A city of silence. That sounds poetic until you imagine what it means. Maybe no speech was allowed there. Maybe names could not be spoken. Maybe the city was a place where sound behaved strangely. Swallowed by stone, trapped in chambers, or returned as echoes that seemed to answer too late. Or maybe silence meant something more frightening. The city was occupied by beings who did not communicate like humans. This is where the map stops feeling like a travel document and begins to feel like a ritual descent. The road is not just connecting places. It is stripping away the surface world. First light, then ordinary water, then speech. Each city takes something from the traveler, and the deeper the road goes, the less human the map feels. The fourth city appears under a region marked with old ruins. This may be the key to the whole map. Because if the fourth city lies beneath ruins, then the ancient cartographer may have believed that surface civilizations were built over hidden ones, not once, repeatedly. Cities above cities, temples above older temples. Kings ruling on thrones placed unknowingly above chambers that belonged to another age. That idea appears again and again in ancient mystery. The visible world is only the top layer. The real story is underneath. And the road beneath the seven cities may have been older than the surface kingdoms that later forgot it. Imagine a king building his palace over ancient ground. He believes he is founding something new. He commands workers to dig foundations, lay brick, raise columns, carve his name into stone. But the deeper the workers go, the stranger the soil becomes. They find older walls, then older steps, then a sealed opening. The priests tell the king not to continue. He asks why. They say there are roads below that do not belong to the living. He laughs. Kings always laugh too soon. The fifth city is marked with a gate symbol. This changes the road again. A road with cities is one thing. A road with gates means controlled passage. Someone, or something, regulated movement between these places. The gate could be symbolic. It could represent a stage in the underworld, a spiritual test, or a ritual boundary. But on the map, it appears placed directly along the road, as if any traveler moving deeper had to pass through it. That means the underground road was not open. It was guarded. And guarded roads exist because something must be kept in, kept out, or kept moving only under certain conditions. The sixth city is marked with a broken sign. This may represent damage, abandonment, or warning. It might mean the road becomes unstable there. It might mean the sixth city was lost, destroyed, sealed after some event, or cut off from the others. But the road continues past it. That is the unsettling part. The broken city is not the end. It is the last warning before the seventh, and the seventh city is different from all the others. The mark is darker, more enclosed, surrounded by boundary symbols. There are no routes branching away from it, no continuation, no return path. The road reaches the seventh city and stops, not like a destination, like a wall. The mapmaker wanted the viewer to know, beyond this point there is nothing for the living. That is where the biggest question opens. What was the seventh city? Maybe it was the capital of this hidden network. Maybe it was the oldest city, the first one built beneath the earth. Maybe it was not a city in the human sense at all, but a sealed center, the place where the road ended, because the purpose of the entire system was to lead there. And who built it? Ancient builders could carve tunnels. Humans have lived underground, stored food underground, worshipped underground, buried kings underground, and built entire cave complexes. So a hidden network is not impossible in the broadest sense, but 7 cities connected by a marked subterranean road belongs to a different scale. It suggests planning. It suggests long memory. It suggests a civilization or tradition that saw the underworld not as emptiness, but as territory. And that is why the map is so powerful. It does not merely say there is something beneath the earth. It says the beneath has geography, the beneath has stations, the beneath has a road, and roads are made for return. That final idea is what makes the map feel connected to every ancient warning about hidden doors, sealed gates, and beings who wait below. If there is a road beneath the 7 cities, then the hidden world is not sealed in one place. It is connected. A disturbance in one city might reach the others. A name spoken at one gate might travel through the road. A door opened near the first city might awaken something at the 7th. That may be why the route was forbidden. Not because one city was dangerous, because the road made all 7 dangerous together. By the end of the map, the warning becomes clear. Do not treat the underground cities as ruins. Do not treat the road as myth. Do not follow the line simply because it exists. Because the map maker did not end the road with treasure, a palace, or a symbol of arrival. He ended it with a warning. And now the final question becomes unavoidable. What was hidden in the 7th city that made the entire road beneath the earth too dangerous to follow? And now we reach the 7th city, the place where the road stops. The place the map maker marked differently from every other point below the earth. The first 6 cities are strange, but they still belong to the route. They are stations, thresholds, warnings, places a traveler might pass through if he knew the old signs and survived the descent. But the 7th city is not marked like a station. It is marked like a seal. No roads leave it. No branches continue beyond it. No return path is drawn. The road reaches the 7th city and ends. That is the first revelation. The map was not showing a road through the hidden world. It was showing a road to something. Every city before it was part of the approach. Every gate, every watermark, every silent chamber, every broken sign was leading toward one final place beneath the earth. And the final symbol tells us the mapmaker did not want anyone to mistake that place for treasure. It was not marked as a capital. It was not marked as a sanctuary. It was not marked as a tomb. It was marked as forbidden. Imagine the last chamber of the 7th city. No sunlight has touched it. No wind moves through it. The walls are too smooth to be natural, too old to belong to any kingdom we recognize. The road enters through a black archway, then widens into a space so large the lamp cannot reach the ceiling. At the center there is no throne, no altar, no king, only a sealed gate built into the deepest wall. And suddenly the map makes sense. The 7 cities were not the secret. The road was not the secret. They were protections, a chain of distance placed between the surface world and the final gate below. The first city hid the entrance. The second guarded the waters. The third swallowed the names. The fourth lay beneath forgotten ruins. The fifth controlled the passage. The sixth warned of collapse. And the 7th held the door. That is why the map was so dangerous. Because anyone who could read the road could reach the city. And anyone who reached the city might stand before the gate the underground world was built to protect. The final mark is not saying, here is where the route ends. It is saying, do not go farther, because this is where the road begins to answer back. That is the twist. The cities beneath the earth may not have been built for people to live in. They may have been built to contain a route. And the road may not have been made for travelers. It may have been made for return. So what does this ancient map really leave us with? 7 cities beneath the earth. One road connecting them. A sequence of underground stations marked with water, silence, gates, ruins, and warning. And at the end, a seventh city marked differently from all the rest. Maybe this map was only symbolic. Maybe the 7 cities represented stages of the underworld, a ritual path of the soul, a priestly vision of descent, or an ancient way to describe death, judgment, and the unseen world below. Maybe the road was never a physical tunnel, but a sacred diagram showing how ancient people imagined the layers beneath existence. But even as myth, the map is powerful because it does something most underworld stories do not. It gives the hidden world structure, not chaos. Not darkness without shape. Structure, cities, a route, a sequence, a final sealed point. And that tells us something about the ancient mind. The world beneath their feet was not empty. It was ordered, dangerous, and close enough to require warnings. A buried city can be forgotten. A sealed gate can be ignored. But a road is different. A road implies movement. A road implies connection. A road implies that what happens in one hidden place may travel to another. And if the road beneath the 7 cities was ever real in memory, myth, or sacred geography, then the most frightening possibility is not that those cities exist below us. It is that they are connected, because connected places do not wake alone. One open gate, one spoken name, one disturbed chamber, one careless descent. And the road carries the disturbance deeper. In the end, the ancient map does not simply ask where the 7 cities are. It asks why someone drew the road between them, and why they ended it with a warning. And if this ancient map marks 7 cities beneath the earth, there is another mysterious map that shows a forbidden land beneath the Pacific, and the route leading toward it. Watch that video next, because once you understand how ancient maps hide warnings, the lost land under the ocean stops looking like fantasy and starts looking like another place someone tried to keep off the road.